Welcome back. I'm here with author Dr. Randy Overbeck, who will be visiting the library on Saturday, October the 26th, to talk about his new thriller, Blood on the Chesapeake. Welcome to the show, Dr. Overbeck.
I'm delighted to be here.
We're glad to have you. Now, I want to start off by saying I just finished Blood on the Chesapeake, and I thought it was a phenomenal paranormal thriller. I loved it. It had a cold case mystery, it had a ghost, it had romantic elements. What about these genres appealed to you as a writer?
I've always been a big fan of mystery. Several great mystery authors I have studied and learned from, and I've liked the idea of doing a mystery. I like the idea of the puzzle. Mm-hmm. And romance just kind of comes along naturally.
Well, yes,
so,
yes.
The ghost was new. I've tried several writing excursions before. I've never done a ghost before. So this was something I had to do a lot of research on to make sure that it was as authentic as I could make it. But I thought in the way I told the story and what happened, the ghost just kind of fits with how he would be able to unravel this mystery, that 35-year-old mystery in the story.
Yeah, you're right. And the setting of the book, it takes place in a specific setting on the eastern shore of the Chesapeake Bay. Now, why did you pick that setting?
Well, let me tell you first what I have in mind for this series. The series is called The Haunted Shores Mystery. And the whole point of that is to find a wonderful resort location that really a lot of people don't know about, that I think is really beautiful, and then to set a fictional mystery, a fictional murder in that place. Okay. We actually chose this for the first one. I say we because my wife helped me in this. We're not a native of there. We've never been there. But about a dozen years ago, maybe, we wanted to go someplace where we could sit on our porch and watch the sunset over the water.
Oh, yes.
And we found this wonderful bed and breakfast in this little teeny tiny town on the Chesapeake Bay called Oxford and just fell in love. We've probably been there 6 times since that time. And in my opinion, it's one of the most beautiful places in America. And as I go around and talk to people all over the place, many people have never been there. I said, this is a great, it's not commercialized, it's not overly populated. There's more, I don't know if people don't know this, there's more water shore on the Chesapeake Bay than there is any other place in the United States.
Really?
Because the rivers that make the Chesapeake Bay and the bay circle around like this so much, there's lots of land. Whatever you want from a shore, you want a beach, there's a beach. You want rocky, there's woods that go to right to the edge of the beach. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Wonderful. It sounds like a hidden gem then.
It is definitely a hidden gem, yep.
So what made you add the paranormal element? Are you a believer?
I am a believer.
Okay.
I am a believer.
Okay.
People ask me everywhere I go, have you seen ghosts? Because it looks like you've seen ghosts.
Yeah.
I cannot claim to have seen ghosts.
Okay.
I subscribe to what Shakespeare says. Shakespeare said, there's more to heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Yeah. And people who have people who have experienced this, there's just too many things that are we don't have a scientific explanation for.
I agree.
You might be surprised, more than just about half the people in the United States believe in ghosts when I've done research for the book. So this is a very widespread belief. And in fact, did you know that the belief in ghosts are embedded in every culture and every religion in the world?
Wow. Yeah.
So this is a very prevalent part of our existence, and I thought it works well for storytelling. What I tell my readers is you don't really have to believe in ghosts to enjoy the book. You just are willing to suspend your disbelief long enough. So.
Right. Well, that's awesome. All right. So on one hand, we have the cold case and an exciting whodunit story, but throughout the book, you have themes of racism and discrimination. Why did you choose these themes for Blood?
Well, racism concerns me a lot. When I decided to create this series, what I wanted to do is I wanted to tell a story that's important and it's relevant to what issues we're struggling with today. Mm-hmm. Even though the story is set in 1998 with a cold case murder going back to the 60s, the problems that Daryl encounters in 1998, the problems that Hank, our victim, encountered in '64 are still very much with us today. And I found that by attacking the issue about discrimination and about racism in a historical context, it's a way of making a commentary that's present without being overly didactic. Plus, one of the things that I loved about the Chesapeake Bay, it's a very interesting contrast of cultures, which is kind of a microcosm of the U.S. So on the one hand, you have this very New England-y type area with fishing and boating and this long heritage of shipbuilding. But this particular area where I set the book is in Maryland. If those of you who know your Civil War history know,
Right.
Maryland was a free state, but this area sided with the South in the Civil War.
Really?
In fact,
Okay.
they have famous plantations there where Frederick Douglass was born
Okay.
and Harriet Tubman were born.
Okay.
And if you go to the Eastern Shore today, you will likely see, you won't drive very far before you'll see a Confederate flag. So there's this interesting conflict of cultures going on in the area
Right,
that was
right.
ripe for this particular topic of racism, issue of
Okay.
racism.
Wow, interesting. Okay. And then, is it true that not only Blood on the Chesapeake, I know it's got some really rave reviews, but it also just won a really big award. Can you tell us about that?
I can. I'm very,
Okay.
very thrilled, first of all, to say it's won five-star reviews from three national organizations. One's called readersfavorite.com.
Okay.
A second one is called Long and Short Reviews. These are all professional reviews. And the third one is called Literary Titan. And Literary Titan also gave it what they call their top award, called the Gold Award for books, which was just this past month. It earned that award.
Wonderful.
So I'm really thrilled about that.
Well, you know what? It definitely deserves it. It was a great book. So you had mentioned before that Blood on the Chesapeake is part of the Haunted Shore series, the mystery series. Why did you choose to do a series, and when can we expect the next one? Because I'm ready.
Well, I chose to do a series because I'm able to develop the character over. Well, wait a minute, I have a couple of answers. First
Okay.
answer is publishers like series.
Okay. Okay.
It's easier to get series books published consecutively than it is to get two different books about two different
Really?
sets.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And readers love series. So if you love the first
That is
one,
true.
they want to buy the second one. So that was the first reason. The second reason is I thought it was worthwhile to be able to take the story of Daryl and Aaron. So Daryl and Aaron are in the first book, and they're also in the second book.
Oh, good,
And,
good.
and expand their romance into the second book. And I'm actually starting to work on a third book and expand it into the third book. So.
Oh, wonderful.
So you ask, when can we expect it? I don't have a definite date yet, but it's expected in. I'm actually turning the manuscript into the publisher in a week and a half,
Okay.
and it was supposed to be out this time next year, September.
Next September. All right. Well, Dr. Overbeck, I cannot wait for your author visit in October. Can you tell us the date and the time when you'll be at the library?
I will be at the library on Saturday, October 26th, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon to be able to read. Actually, if they come, I'll tell a little bit about this book. People who come will actually get to hear a little of the new book.
Oh,
Which
really?
I've not done yet. That's
Oh,
will be the
ooh,
first
I'm
time in
excited.
public
Okay.
I'll be doing that.
All right. So I know everyone at the library is looking forward to your visit. Is there anything else you want to share with us today? or-
Well, I'm just really thrilled at the response the book has gotten. The reviews and the response of readers have been tremendous. I'm excited to see where the book's going to take me in the next couple of months, and I'm thrilled to be able to share those experiences at the library next month.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, really, for taking the time to visit us here at the library show. Up next, I'll be back with the events calendar for October 2019.